folks. Raven's out and about, and I was needing to transfer some tomato seeds. We showed you a video earlier, a few weeks back, and we put our tomatoes in an egg carton, tomato seeds. As you see, they have sprouted. Now, it also may look like we're fixing to have a party because I got a lot of cups here. But what I'm doing is once I get them up to a certain height where I think they're out reaching the root system in that egg carton, I'll just take some little solo cups, and of course I write on it, just the writing YR, don't mean year, it means yellow red. And I'm not having a candlelight dinner. What I do is high-end technology here. It's just a number 8 nail. Light me a candle, and what I do is I take the cups, and what I'm going to do is I burn holes in the top ones, and then I'll fill them up with soil, and I set them in there so deep. And what I do is that lets the water maintain a little in the bottom of those cups. Now, everybody may have a whole lot different system, maybe a better system. And we do have some old, smaller potting plants, but we're just trying to make things simple. We had these sitting out here. My wife had a birthday party for somebody, tell them, grandson, friend, we have them all. But anyway, so if you see, we're just heating up a nail, and yes, I could use a torch and it'd be faster, but it's cold outside, and yes, you can say I'm tender, that's fine too, but I'm just sitting here piddling. It's better than watching TV or anything like that. But any rate, it ain't fast. Make sure and get your pair of wire pliers because that nail will get hot. And right now, we're only going to transfer 3 of our yellow reds, and then I think I've got 5 of the Roman tomatoes that I'm going to go ahead and transfer. And I'll still have some younger ones that's come up later. And I don't know, plant them all at the same time. Maybe got them a little deeper in the soil, who knows. But anyway, if you can leave that nail in there long enough, and you ain't got to get it red hot, because that's just plastic, as you see, I just poke right through there, just a tiny little hole. And I usually put 4 or 5 down on the bottom of it. Like I said, just where that moisture, you don't want to overwater it, but if you get a little much in there, then you can, it'll fall on the bottom of that and maintain some moisture until they get ready to be planted. And I'm telling you, here in Tennessee, it's been 40 the last 2 mornings in a row, and they're calling for the high 30s tonight up here where we live on the mountain. And my brother was going to plant some tomato plants yesterday evening, and he said he thought better of it. So what I'm hoping, them ain't nowhere near size to go outside, I know that. Like I said, I was about, or if not 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks behind getting these planted, because our first run, we gave them 9 or 10 days to sprout, and they just never did come up. Probably put them a little deep in the soil, planted them this time, and come up with what I call a good stand here. So we're going to go ahead and finish this, and I'll get back with you here in a minute. All right, well, as you can see, Ravens made it home. I got my glasses on because when I'm doing tedious work, I got to see good. And spoons are not only made for eating. I went and stole some of your soil out of the basement.
That don't shock me any.
Okay. Anyway, earlier in the video, Raven, like I said, was gone, and I showed you about drilling holes in the bottom of the cup with a nail and a candle, and it ain't nothing high tech. Wrote what type on. Got a little unique situation, like I was telling you earlier. Most of my tomatoes have came up, but I've got some younger ones. And normally, I would try my best to cut these out one by one, but if I do that, then I'm going to lose my soil on the ones coming out. So I'm going to try to do a little soil and spoon these out. Wish me luck. So anyway, if Raven gets a little bit of soil over there.
I don't think this is going to go well.
Oh, it's going to go great. Anyway, had some soil down there. These old empty coffee containers work good. Now, you also, most of you folks know this already, on a tomato, and there's no way we could zoom in, well, somebody better than me might could. All these little fuzzy hairy things on there, will be roots if you plant them. So my theory is, the way we do it is put a little soil in, and these are actually going to be down in there a little deeper because we're going to cover them up with soil almost to the top of the leaves. And that leaves them room to grow, and as they grow from this point forward, we will continue to add soil, and that way, once they're done, hopefully in a week or two, they'll be ready for the garden, and they'll be fully established, have a real good root system. Got that?
I got it.
She's on fire. Anyway, so I have no technique. I really don't. You know, and we work at our kitchen table, you know. Anyway, you put enough where it's going to get another little root system. I'm going to say approximately 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So what we're doing here is make sure we put the right ones. These are Paul Lawson's tomatoes. And we're going to scoop out this biggest one first. May need that next size spoon smaller.
That's exciting.
Boy, I'd love to cut them. Out. Works so much easier if you got a pair of scissors. You can reach in there and just cut that carton out. If all these would have came up, but I've got 2 on the end, and boy, I tell you what, I hope I don't mess this up. We're already about a week behind, but look here, I think it's gonna work perfect, Raven. Now look here, look, she said she didn't believe me. Now I've got the whole root ball. I've got my soil in there. We're gonna do this very gently, like that right there. Now, I know y'all can't see what's going on, but I can. And right now, that's what I need to be. I need to be seeing what's going on.
Let me show you what is going on. I'll put it over there.
Whoa. Here, let me help you out there, woman. All right, about right there. Anyway, so as you can see, we've got a little soil on the bottom, and we've got that little scoop we got out with the root. Now, what we're going to do is, you see that tomato plant is way down in there. So what we're going to do is, I'm not ripping nothing. I'm being very tedious, and that's rare for me to be tedious. But what I'm going to do is make sure this thing gets a good stand of soil around it. And as you can see, I've covered up probably, wow, I don't know, 1.5 inches of all those. Now look, basically what I have now is just this. And I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to water this when we get done, and we will put them back in there. And then I have another 2 to 3 inches from here up to here that I'll be using before planting time. So that's what we're going to do, folks. So we'll let Raven pan back up here, and I don't know if we're going to watch us work a little bit, or we're just going to, however we want to do it.
Get us straightened back out here.
You straighten us out. She's been trying to straighten me out for 30 years. Ain't worked yet.
Coming up 31, so hey, maybe this is my year.
No, it don't. The good Lord says it don't hurt that. He said knock and ask and all that stuff. He didn't say promise. But.
So.
Alright, I'm going to do the same thing. Hopefully I get that one. Boy, I'd love to leave it a little longer, but I think I'm going to go ahead and transplant it. It's tall as the others. It just ain't formed out. This little feller, I'm a little concerned about. I'll be honest with you. It is right on the edge. I know they can't see a thing I'm doing, but that's all right. There's one, the seed's right on the edge. And I don't know that I don't need to do this from now on. I worked out just as good. Look there.
Perfect.
Well, perfect lies way beyond me, but we won't be gentle. We want these things to live. Like I said last year, we had a struggle with tomatoes.
Even though the plants were beautiful.
Well, I think I may have suckered them a little too much last year, and that would be my fault by all means.
I mean, the plants were just gorgeous, but we just didn't get any tomatoes from it.
That's right. Tell you what, that right there, I'm gonna call that about done. That's a little fella. We don't want to smother him out. So let's put him, go ahead and hand me that other one. We have one more yellow. This is the one I was a little worried about. It's as tall and pretty as the other one. I've got the spoons mixed up now. Imagine that. That may not want to see none of this. That's all right. Raven edited it out what she don't want y'all to see. But anyway, you know it's dark outside now. I've been working all evening on a project for her, trying to surprise her, and she come in after dark. She didn't get to see it, but maybe in the morning.
Oh.
But anyway, we keep on working. My mom says that I don't ever quit.
It's an oatmeal thing. Which it don't bother me because that just means we get more done.
You know what? I think this is what we need to do from now on. Jim Dandy out there. Look at that. And plus you're keeping that, where I've kept these moist, that moisture's going in, so yes, we're going to water them again, but you know,
I feel like Vanna White.
over here.
He's done such a great job.
Well, I'm sure not Pat Sajak. But anyway, I guess, you know, at this time of year, I get antsy because I'm ready to start planting. And the good Lord says it ain't time yet. Like I said, they're calling for maybe in the 30s here tonight.
Join him and his brother. They're just alike. He wanted to plant his when yesterday.
Yeah, I done told him that in that first part where I showed him.
Yeah, I'm like.
And then he come over here and said, "No, I don't think so." Well, I'd go plant. I've been planting this seed myself. We got rain supposed to be coming in. I'm gonna leave that right there. All right.
Boy, you can barely see him,
That's
but
what
yeah.
that's what I want.
It
It's gonna
looks
be a
good.
root system. All right, now we're gonna switch over to the. I never say it right. Roman. I don't know. But we just love these little tomatoes. These are
Really good for canning.
canning. I love to slice them on anything. But anyway, different color cut. And I just abbreviated. This ain't spell check or nothing here. But anyway, same process over and over and over. And we're gonna plant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and I got 3 more seedlings, and I got 2 more of the yellow. And that may work out good. We get these ahead of schedule, and then we'll plant a couple. That way we can have some staging in later on. So, but anyway, and the funny part about my brother is he gardens, and I don't think he likes it as much as I do, but he always has a dandy garden. He really does. He has a dandy. But anyway, we're going to continue doing this, and I tell you what, we're going to have Raven shut that down for a few minutes, and when we get done, we'll set them up and show you what we got to do. All right, folks. Well, if the good Lord blesses these, as you always ask Him to bless all of our plants and trees and everything. Right now, we're sitting on 8 tomato plants, and what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 more there. And what we've done is we've set, and we're going to give these a pretty healthy drink of water, because that soil we have is been pretty dry, because there's a story behind that soil too. Oh man, drowned to that one. My dad had this stashed in a building, and they didn't know if it was any good or not, but me and Raven will take anything.
Yeah, and I've used it, and all mine seem to be doing just fine. I've planted stuff in.
And
so.
I'm really trying to just be real careful with this. You don't want it floating, and I'll probably check them first thing in the morning. But the good news was, where we put them in there in those wet pods, they got moisture already, and we put ours in we got a greenhouse, but that didn't turn out like I wanted it this year. Like I said, we still got cold weather coming. If it could possibly frost. We don't have a stove in our greenhouse. Anyway, we going about that all day long. Anyway, I'm going to finish watering these up, and I'm sure y'all don't want to sit and watch me water all these tomato plants. But like I said, the first video we was pure excited about, put all them tomato seeds in there, and not a one came up.
Not a one.
And the second wave, 9 or 10 days later, we put them in, and there you go. So you see, everything ain't always a success, but you just keep planting. That's the reason we put back plenty of seed every year. Mm-hmm. And now, if this all goes good, you know, we should have 8 to 10 tomato plants this year, and more than what she wants to can.
A lot more than I want to can.
Oh Lord! Well, listen, folks. We'll get another video maybe right before we plant them in the ground and see if they live or die. I ain't got nothing to hide. I mean, sometimes they don't all work, but we'll keep these going as they get closer. 2 or 3 days before we plant them, we usually set them out on the porch, get them acclimated outside for about 2 to 3 days, and then we put them in the ground and hope for maters.
They take their gardening very serious.
Well, you got to. Look, go to the grocery store. Look at your bill. She'll be taking it serious too later on. But no, anyway, we thank y'all for watching, and just
Like?
I ain't what I'm gonna say, but share,
I
and,
didn't know.
share and subscribe. But I just want,
I didn't know where
if
you
you-
was going.
most of the time I don't know where I'm going, but if you like what we do, folks, like she said, give us a like. But we're just out here on the homestead piddling a little bit. And here's what I wanted to say. I meant to say this in a previous video. It's called Goat and Raven's Homestead Adventures. And a bunch of y'all may be viewing and going, I don't see y'all doing much homesteading. We lived here for 23 years, as though saying we was doing homesteading before homesteading was cool. We have a lot of stuff that is established already. Could we do more? You bet. But we've got a bunch of our stuff done, and the stuff you see her doing around her greenhouse and all that, we do a lot of stuff on the side that we don't film. She gets on to me all the time, but as far as just getting out and showing you building a homestead, I can't show you that. We can't show you that. We've been doing this for years, and so if anybody's wondering, well, y'all ain't doing much, we do little things. Oh yeah, and no kidding, we got to get rid of Jessup. We took him out of prison yesterday evening, put him back in with the flock and the herd, and I got up this morning and he has come this close to killing our last rooster. And we hate it more than anything. Love him, just a beautiful natured dog. He just fit in. Don't know the rhyme and reason. But we tried taking him away from him, letting the other, and they ran for about 5 to 7 days, and all intermingled. Even the ones that part of the new ones were out in the field.
Yeah.
While he was put up. And I thought, well, that'll work. Boy, we're wrong was I. But anyway, I hate to say it, we do. It's with we want him to go to a good home. If he got goat and sheep, I'd say he is going to be awesome. But he don't like chickens, new chickens.
New chickens. He's done fine with our other chickens, but like when we introduced the 4, he's killed 3 out of the 4.
Yeah,
and tried to kill the fourth one.
Yeah,
so,
that's part of homesteading. You try something, and he was supposed to protect our animals, and he's taking some of our animals out. And so in that case, and a lot of people, well, just keep him, as a pet. We have a pet. Leo's our pet, and so I don't know where we'll go from here, but that ain't gonna work. And people may disagree with that, but I'm not gonna.
No, because we needed him for the coyotes. We don't need him for a pet. I mean, that was not the purpose in the first place. I mean, it was because we had seen some coyotes.
Yep.
And stuff, and so we wanted the dog in there to protect the animals and not kill the animals. So that's not going to work.
But anyway, I did see him this morning before I went up to the barn. He was out there playing with a little Billy, and he was running up behind him real fast and nudging him and stuff. So I don't know. That must have been play, but he's been super cool even through the birth of the new Billy. Done what he's supposed to. Anyway, that's Jessup's story. We worked with him, fed him, gave him all his shots, tried to break him, and I just can't keep putting him up and then trying him and then him doing the same thing over and over. I'm just not going to do that, and you don't have to agree with that. That's just what we decided we have to do. But anyway, I drew that a long ways, but I know a lot of people. We've had some some of our subscribers ask about Jessup. Cool dog, awesome. Look, I wish he worked out, but it don't look like it's gonna happen. But anyway, we will catch y'all on another video. God bless, and
have a great week.
A real great week. Did you ask God to bless our little tomato plants?
And God bless our little tomato plants.
He will. He will.
He loves plants.
That's right. All right, listen, folks, y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all in the next video. God bless.